Those of you who wish to learn spiritual and energetic healing, Arathi is offering a course right now on her website at arathi.com, and she is now accepting new students into this program. So if you're interested, or always have been interested or curious about learning how to heal spiritually and energetically, this is definitely something for you. So check it out at arathi.com. Get mantra and meditation MP3s at jasongallant.ca. Today I'd like to talk about point of view and how there can be moments where your point of view is addicted to suffering. Because it's something that's happened for so long, it's become a habit. Now, I'm not saying that life doesn't come in and make you feel stuff so deeply. You know, there can be tragic moments in your life that you feel so deeply about, and there's a lot of trauma there and overwhelming emotions that come to you. I'm not saying that any of these things are wrong to feel. So the first thing I'm saying is that life has moments of intense difficulty. We all can agree about that. Everyone has had their moments, and feeling your humanity in those moments is actually divine. It's not like there's something wrong with you because you have felt so deeply. If anything, it is a very strong show of a divine process. There's immense honesty in that moment. There's immense vulnerability. These are divine traits. It's like the Sufi path, the heart path. They feel so deeply, and when God is kicking them when they're down, they're like saying, hey, this is a gift from God. But what I'm here to teach you today, or at least to assist you with learning, is that there are things in your life that you have been taught to suffer about that you can clean up. Because, let's face it, life is difficult enough already without you adding to the suffering. Right? We all can agree about that. Life has its difficulties. So, it makes sense for you to clean up your points of view that are causing you suffering in any one given moment. You can use your willpower, your self-discipline, to let go of those idealisms or internal, I call them religions, but internal ideas around, if this happens, I have to suffer. If that happens, I have to feel this way. Is that really true? We know many people that are in the exact same situation that feel differently about it. Some people might suffer, some people might feel immense gratitude and joy towards it. So my point is, there is a science to point of view. There is a science in running that mechanism. And if you run it one way, you create joy, and if you run it the other way, you create suffering. The choice is yours. In many cases, you have a choice. And I always have people commenting down below, and some people are like, wow, I get it. You know, there's a couple places in my life where I can clean up my point of view. I can clean up my contribution to my suffering in this moment. And they do so. It doesn't mean they walk around like cyborgs and have no feelings, but they're not stuck in creating drama unnecessarily. And then, of course, I get the other person that comments, or the other type of person that says, and I understand this point of view too, they say, oh, you just don't understand about how hard my life is. You just don't understand that my point of view is always right when I'm suffering. And I'm saying, well, maybe you're right. But it's worth a try to see if you can shift some small point of your point of view, some small aspect of it, and see how that assists you with seeing the light in that moment. You see, feelings and suffering are not the same thing. As far as the deep, deep, innermost heart experience of a moment, that is different than suffering. Suffering is that which you create unnecessarily. You take an experience, you interpret it, make it into something that it isn't, a mountain out of a molehill type idea. But it's not a spiritual mountain, it's a bad mountain. It's a mountain of drama and mayhem. Maybe it's a volcano. But you make something into something that it's not. And we see this with a lot of the professionally hurt-feeling type people on the internet today. They take something, they twist it around, make it into some sort of suffering and drama, and then they create some sort of social justice sort of aspect around this and whatever, and they go after anybody that makes them feel that stuff again. Meanwhile, it's their opinion and their point of view and their leaps of irrational logic that is creating the suffering within. It's not a true experience. Not a free one anyway. So there are experiences which you create inside yourself. And there are experiences that are very organic, that are very here in this moment, that are just life happening. And the more you surrender to life happening, another experience joins you. It's like a guardian angel type of experience. It's a spaciousness that is here at the same time as the difficulties of life show up. This is what I'm pointing you towards, so that you recenter back into that when the difficulties come for a visit. Creating suffering inside yourself, creating it, is abusive, really. It's you having an abusive relationship with yourself. And that's really the nature of the ego. The ego does that. But once you see the doorway out, once you see that you're contributing to this endless cycle of pain, if you see the doorway, just step through it. Just let go of your contribution to it. You're allowed to do that. And I know that there has been a lot of conditioning in humans all over the world. It doesn't matter which culture there is. There's always a certain culture around guilt, obligation. This is what I should be rather than what I am. You know, this is there, and I'm saying let go of all that and find out what the truth is really. And like they say, the truth will set you free. The truth is your natural state. And if you're bored of the game of creating suffering, if you're done with that, then dare to experience your freedom. So yeah, any subtle contributions that you have towards suffering in any one moment, as a spiritual aspirant, you are aiming to let go of those contributions, to stop the endless cycle of contributing to your own suffering. It's self-mastery. So I hope this helps you in your spiritual journey. Take care for now. Are you interested in working with a spiritual teacher in a formal setting? Well, perhaps the Wisdom Life School is for you. If you're interested in checking out what the Wisdom Life School is all about, just go to arathima.com.